What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the What the Fun Show and our mini-series, Obi-Wan's Star Wars, where we take a look at Obi-Wan's perspective in the prequel trilogy in honor of the new Obi-Wan series coming out on Disney+. My name is Mike, and I am with my co-hosts, Joe and Justin. You guys, how you doing today?
Fantastic.
I am doing great.
Good. All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about Revenge of the Sith through Obi-Wan's perspective. If you guys did not see the first two episodes of Obi-Wan's Star Wars, we'll have them linked down below. We'll also try to get some cards here in the YouTube channel. Speaking of YouTube, if you're watching us here on the YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 100 subscribers, so we could get a custom link. If you are listening to us on a podcatcher of choice, please leave us a review there, especially on Apple iTunes, as well as Spotify Mobile. You can leave a 5-star rating. We really appreciate all the reviews to help us get into the algorithm. Anyway, this is the final episode of our Obi-Wan Star Wars series, our mini-series here. We will be reviewing Obi-Wan from Disney+, so make sure that you are subscribed to all the things so that you know when an episode of that comes out. We're really excited for the show, and we're really happy to be reviewing every single episode, so stay tuned for all of those. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Revenge of the Sith. So, actually, this starts off with Obi-Wan. Unlike Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan is not really at the start of the episode 3 here, and so now, episode 2, episode 3, he is at the start, and they are in a all-out battle in space. And Obi-Wan and Anakin are in their own little, battle cruisers, basically. And basically the Supreme Chancellor Palpatine here, he has been caught by General Grievous and Count Dooku, and he has been captured. Obviously, spoiler alert, I'm sure that this was his plan. He is a bad dude.
So it's a trap.
Oh my goodness, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
So Obi-Wan and Anakin eventually get onto this ship that General Grievous and Count Dooku are holding the Senator. They're on this rescue mission. And the Chancellor, he's not a senator at this point. And they end up getting on the ship. R2 is there helping them figure out where the Chancellor is being held. And so they go on, an elevator, stuff like that. Basically, guys, this is the introduction to the new dynamic that we have between Kenobi and Anakin. What are your thoughts, really quick, Justin, on that kind of dynamic that they've shown in this first couple scenes here?
Kind of like more on the same level, I guess, in a sense. They've grown, but they still have that aggression towards one another, as if one's better than the other. And I feel like this elevator scene leading up to Padme is forthcoming to
Chancellor Palpatine. Padme is on a different
that's Coruscant.
Planet.
Yeah. I feel like this is like them maintaining the same kind of uneven balance that they had in the previous film, but to a greater veil, I guess is the way to put it, to a greater, span. And I feel like Anakin is still doing that I'm better than everyone else kind of thought. I think being called the Chosen One so early has caused him to think he is better and more valuable as an asset to the team than anyone, regardless to who they are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, they get to the Chancellor, and Count Dooku shows up. And Joe, what does Obi-Wan say to Anakin?
Hey, he says, together? Like, remember last time I mentioned that? When we were in a cave and you didn't listen? And then now you're, could you point to the, oh, no, you lost your hand. Should we try it together this time? And you know what? They kind of do it together-ish. Yeah. They start off doing it together, and it works way better this time.
So Anakin eventually defeats Dooku by himself, actually, and you get the famous-ish, Well, not really ish. I think he does it. I think that was the purpose. I mean, Obi-Wan does help, but it shows that Anakin is, you know, he's on the verge of, spoiler alert again, he's on the verge of going to the dark side, unlimited power, and becoming Darth Vader. And the Chancellor takes this moment to plant those seeds again. Like, do it. Like, he decapitates Christopher Lee's Count Dooku. And man, what an underutilized Sith Lord in the prequel trilogy, in my opinion. Anyway, so
they used
Anakin
him well in the second movie, but yeah, they could have really made more out of Dooku.
Yeah. So Anakin, you know, chops his head off, and this is once again his, you know, we saw the seeds within Attack of the Clones, his path towards the dark side. But now it's, here's the first seed, and the plant is growing, right? But Obi-Wan, he's off in blackout
dreamland.
space.
Yeah.
He's in dreamland. He's blacked out right now. He eventually wakes up. The Chancellor, Anakin, and Obi-Wan get captured, and then they meet General Grievous. And General Grievous, he's a really cool character, but Obi-Wan, rightfully so, called the Master Negotiator by General Grievous. He's a Master Jedi, and they take no droid prisoner here. So they get their lightsabers back from Grievous, who confiscated them. And they end up saving the day, basically, saving Chancellor Palpatine. Grievous flees the ship, and Anakin lands the ship, and he's Obi-Wan.
He's an amazing pilot, the best.
Yeah, he is a good pilot. Now, Obi-Wan, he takes this moment to say, Anakin, this is your time in the sun. You know, you go ahead and enjoy the thing from the politicians. And Obi-Wan, I love this perspective because it starts to show that he's not too keen on politicians.
At all.
At all.
He hates them, in fact. he hates politics. Did you guys get the tongue-in-cheek vibes there, or was that just me? Like a little bit tongue-in-cheek with the, hey, you go have fun with your politicians. You do you enjoy that. You enjoy the spotlight. You have a good time, man. I'm going to go over here and do my job.
I can get that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little bit. But, I mean, like, I also think there's a moment where, like, he knows that Jedis, like, take pride in what they do, and, you know, when people celebrate them, you know, I think, but Obi-Wan is just slightly above that. I think that's all.
Yeah. I think
yeah,
that's what I got out of it, is that it was important to separate yourself from those, because that's prideful, right? And the Jedi aren't supposed to be prideful. They're supposed to be selfless. And that's the whole point of their training, is to teach them to be selfless and think of other people before themselves. And we get a lot of not that from Anakin, who only wants more. Well, I know where I'm at, but I want more. And I think that Obi-Wan saw that, realized that, so he gave him that, all right, young one, go take your time in the spotlight, go feel good about what you just did. Like, you need this for your ego, go check it real quick. That's what I got out of that scene. In a nice way, but part of what you guys were talking about last episode, that kind of chiding him, I think that's one of those moments where he chides him and is like, all right, I know you need this to make yourself feel better. Go have fun with your politicians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so Justin, the movie kind of focuses on Anakin from this point until we get Obi-Wan, and they have a meeting that Anakin is not a part of because he was with Senator or Chancellor Palpatine. And basically, he tells Anakin to watch out for Palpatine. Like, he doesn't trust him. He thinks that he doesn't have the best interest of the Republic in mind. Come to find out that that's true. His hunch was pretty spot on. Let's just say that. And 100%. Anakin kind of pushes back. And, you know, says, but Palpatine is a friend. I trust him. He's taken care of me ever since I got here. Justin, what is your perspective on Obi-Wan here?
You know, from Obi-Wan's perspective, I feel like he's seeing his Padawan rebel yet again. But I think he's internally viewing himself. Like, why is Anakin not believing me and taking someone else's word for it? So maybe, this goes back to that, what we said in the last episode, where it was about Anakin getting treated kind of like poorly throughout the whole thing. So, Palpatine has been kind to him for the most part and treating him as an equal and talking to him as a friend. And he didn't get that from Obi-Wan for the majority of these films. So I think that Anakin was drawn towards that appreciation, and that obviously I'm sure Obi-Wan was looking upon himself of, what did I do wrong during this, that he's not believing his master over a friend.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, he found
not believing his master is key.
I think that he had two masters, right? And I think that was part of it. He was serving two masters at that point. He was serving the one who made him feel good, and he was serving the one who taught him the way, the right ways to do things. And he went for, well, he makes me feel good.
Yeah. And so Obi-Wan, then from here, basically comes to find out that Palpatine wants Anakin on the Jedi Council as his personal representative. And he, the Supreme Chancellor here at this point, he actually demands that. So it's not something that Anakin's not going to be on the Jedi Council, but the Jedi Council does not grant him the rank of Jedi Master. So another seed planted in this turn to the dark side for Anakin, and Obi-Wan is at the crux of all of that, in the sense that Obi-Wan is his master still, and he needs to help navigate Anakin and his feelings towards this. Like, Justin, take us into this. Anakin believes that when you're appointed to the council, you're automatically a master, and Obi-Wan kind of has to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, he was brought in not as an equal. Again, another strike on that front, which is probably the biggest one, because Master Yoda's a part of it as well. I feel like that really hit Anakin in a rough way, and Obi-Wan is kind of like, you're getting there. He's giving him that encouragement. You're getting there, but you're not quite there yet. And just because you're at this point does not mean you are granted all the cookies. You could taste a cookie and be part of the big ploy thing. It's like sitting and deciding dinner when you're a kid. You get to decide what we're going to have, but you're not going to make it yourself. You get to help decide those things. So I feel like this is Obi-Wan trying to comfort Anakin, and Anakin just, he has that other master, like we said. He has that other person that's going to turn the other cheek and say, hey, that's unfair. You should be this. They're treating you wrong. He's going to play on all those points that Anakin feels like he's being cheated on. Yeah. And Obi-Wan, he doesn't understand that. He doesn't know that, that he's going to be forced into the other side of the Force in a way, I guess.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan and the Jedi Council, as well as Palpatine at this point, believe that if they find General Grievous and they kill General Grievous, the war is basically over. Count Dooku is out of the scene. They're not necessarily believing that there is another like Sith Lord at this point, in the sense of like puppet master just yet. They don't believe it just yet. And Obi-Wan is basically put into a position where he is going to go find General Grievous, because they found out a little bit about his whereabouts. Now, the other thing here is that Anakin was told by Palpatine that Palpatine would like Anakin to do this job. But the Jedi Council says, well, Palpatine doesn't decide what the Jedi Council is supposed to decide. So they end up sending General Kenobi. And Joe, take us into this. Obi-Wan is off-world. He's not on Coruscant right now, where Anakin is. There's obviously a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes, but Obi-Wan's not there. He's not privy to all this information.
No, he's doing his job. He's off-world. Yeah, so he's doing his job for the Jedi Council, because he follows orders. When he's given them, he does them, because that's his job. So he's gonna track down. They have where they think General Grievous is at. So he shows up there, makes contact with the people of that planet. They're like, "Yo, he's here." I'm like, "We're hostages. Save us." He's up there on like the 10th level, and so then we get great interaction, lightsaber battles. You get all of it here. What looks like, I mean, okay, so you get an opportunity to see General Kenobi or Obi-Wan Kenobi doing everything that we've seen in the previous 2 movies, but by himself. As in the first movie, he had Qui-Gon with him. In the second movie, he had Anakin with him for most of his like battle things. And this one, we see him, and you see his prowess as a force wielder, as a lightsaber fighter, and how he does on his own in all of this. The way he's able to talk with people, negotiate, kind of work and use the force to push and like bend things to his will. You get to see all of that in just by himself. It's the first time that we get that. How good is he alone? How good is he when he's on his own? How good can he handle his own? Apart from the one instance against Jango Fett. But this is the first time you get to see him against big groups of people, against what was his name? Oh my gosh, I blanked on it. Grievous. Yeah.
Grievous.
4 lightsabers versus the one. So you get to see kind of what you don't get any sort of, you get hints at the rest of the other 2 prequel movies. You get a good look at like, okay, Obi-Wan is kind of BA. Like he can handle anything thrown at him. And then, yeah, he wins, obviously. They do this big chase scene. He's on a lizard thing. Grievous is in a weird one wheel. They're hanging out, zipping through the planet. And then finally he defeats Grievous, in pretty epic fashion. If you haven't seen these, obviously go watch them. If you haven't seen them in a while, rewatch these fights. They're great. And then, I mean, for Obi-Wan, then all of a sudden we have execute Order 66, and from his point of view, like there's nothing that leads up to him knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
He just has his unit turn on him and trying to kill him. So he just took out Grievous, and then seconds later, a minute later, they're trying to shoot him off the wall and kill him. His clone troops are trying to murder him.
Yeah, so obviously in the background, he doesn't know this, but Chancellor Palpatine is found out to be this Sith Lord, and Anakin is now his new apprentice as Darth Vader. Mace Windu gets his arm chopped off. He dies. Who knows if he shows up later? They might bring him back. Who knows? They're resurrecting characters. There's rumors. Samuel L. Jackson wants to do it. Purple lightsaber. Yo, let's go.
He didn't die 'cause he didn't die on screen. Boom.
No, honestly, in Star Wars in general, if a character falls, he's generally still alive. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good rule of thumb. Even if it's
and now that they brought Boba back, and Jango was the one who decapitated, Mace was the one who decapitated Jango Fett or Boba Fett Senior. That revenge story could be a thing if they bring Mace back. That'd be cool.
But this is Obi-Wan Star Wars, and so Obi-Wan, as Joe alluded to, gets betrayed by his troop, his battalion that is behind him at the fight with General Grievous and his droids, rather. And he falls into water. He doesn't really know what's going on. He does eventually find out that all across the world, the clones have betrayed the Jedi.
Yeah, across the galaxy.
Yeah, across the galaxy. He hijacks a plane, and he gets basically a message that is from Senator Organa.
Yeah, Bail Organa.
And he tells them, hey, the Jedi have been all killed at the Jedi Council. He intercepts another message from Palpatine himself that says, go back to the Jedi Council. Go back to, the
Jedi Temple, the
Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Basically, it's a trap. And so Organa warns... Huh?
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Organa warns Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan goes to the coordinates that Organa gives them, and he meets Jedi Master Yoda there as well.
They come up with a plan.
And so at this point, they come up with a plan to go and basically change the message, change the decoding message that says, hey, come back to the Jedi Council. But they change it so that so that they don't. And Justin, Joe, let's talk about this here really quick. Obi-Wan finds out some very bad information at this point. He sees some security footage.
Oh, dude.
That his brother, his best friend, so to speak, that Obi-Wan believes has executed Order 66, basically, to put it bluntly. So, Justin, well, that wasn't necessarily bluntly. He kills a bunch of kids at the Jedi Temple.
He murders everyone there, yeah.
So
everyone left alive there.
Justin,
he goes through it.
What is Obi-Wan's mindset here as he comes to find this information out?
One, I've rewatched this scene many times looking for a Grogu. Don't see one. But on another note, Obi-Wan sees this and is almost in disbelief. But also believes it, I guess. That's the best way to put it, because you're seeing it happen, and you're seeing your Padawan turning to the dark side in front of you, and it's a large jump from where we were. Sure, not believing your master over a friend is bad, but this jump of the younglings that's like full on. You can't get back from that, and he knows that, and he knows that he's going to have to put a stop to this. It's obviously tough for Obi-Wan to take that in.
Yeah, he asks Yoda point blank, straight up. He goes, "I can't do it. I can't. Let me go after the Sith Lord. I'd rather take on the big baddie. Please let me go after him. I can't kill my brother. I can't do it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Yoda says, "You gotta go take care of that problem. You created it." And it's like, oh dang, oof, like. How hard is that?
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily created. I think Yoda realizes that Palpatine's much stronger than Obi-Wan is led to believe, and so Yoda is kind of protecting Obi-Wan because Yoda also understands that this is the end of the Jedi, for the foreseeable future. Like they will be going into hiding at the end of this movie, and Yoda understands that he also needs Obi-Wan to be alive in this universe. Obviously, we know because of shows like The Mandalorian, that Ahsoka is still around and stuff like that throughout this time period, and Grogu. But at the end of the day, like Yoda really believes that he could go take on Palpatine, and Obi-Wan has to figure this out. And so he goes and sees Padme. He basically, he knows that Padme is pregnant. If it's not obvious and physical, like he could just sense the heartbeats probably. Realizes that Anakin is the father. Padme wouldn't tell him where to go, but he stows away. He becomes a stowaway on her ship now, because Padme feels the need and the draw to go see Anakin on Mustafar. And on Mustafar, Anakin is there. He just killed all of the leaders of all of the other formidable armies within the galaxy that they know of.
Yep. Took out all the competition. Whoops.
Took out everybody. Yeah. And so Padme, shows up. Obi-Wan shows up as well, and Anakin believes that Padme has now betrayed him. Dude. And Obi-Wan basically says, "You have done this yourself. This is not of anybody's doing but yourself." And I love that line that the Sith only, the dark side only deals in absolutes, and that's how Anakin was speaking. In my opinion, one of the greatest lightsaber battles in all of Star Wars commences, and Anakin and Obi-Wan go toe to toe.
Before we jump into that, can we talk about how
Yeah,
Obi-Wan saves Padme's life? I mean, just
Yeah,
from
it's used
this
as a Jedi
lens,
mind trick,
He
Yeah.
not even that. He has to try and find Anakin's humanity inside of Vader, so that Anakin doesn't kill his wife and the mother of his unborn children in a moment where all he feels is hatred. Like, I don't even think it was force. It was using, like, back to negotiation and the relationship they had built. And he was able to break through, but Anakin was killing his wife, actively murdering his wife and unborn children. And Obi-Wan is like, Anakin, stop. Like, hey, look at me. Stop. You are murdering, your wife and children right now. And he's able to take that focus of hatred, and he takes it on himself. He says, don't hate her. Understand it was me. I did this. Like, I snuck on board. Focus all of that on me. Look at what you're doing to your wife. And like, he's able to break through that. And he doesn't stop it, right? He doesn't break through it, I guess. He just refocuses it on himself, and he takes all of that hatred on himself instead. Yeah. Then
it's what Jedis do. The self-sacrifice. That's what they have to do.
That's supposed to be selfless. Yeah. Now, battle.
Well, I mean, and Obi-Wan knows that he'll do anything for his friend, and unfortunately, that anything is death at this point. Like, Obi-Wan does and has resolved that he has to kill Anakin. And that's got to be a tough pill to swallow, because he knows the devastation that the dark side of the Force could bring. And here in front of him is going to be the most powerful Force wielder, most powerful lightsaber wielder, if he doesn't stop him. And, we come to find out, at the end of the day, that he doesn't necessarily stop him. This lightsaber battle is awesome. Obi-Wan, has the high ground at the end of it. And basically has this heartfelt monologue at the end.
He pleads with his friend one more time,
Pleads with his friend, I have the high ground. Anakin doesn't believe him. He tries to jump over him, just like Obi-Wan jumped over Darth Maul, more effectively. and basically, Anakin becomes the Darth Vader that we know from the original trilogy. But that's not to end there. That Obi-Wan, he pleads with him. He says, "You were the chosen one.
You were the chosen one, Anakin. You were supposed to. What is it? You were
supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Balance to the Force.
I loved you.
Not destroy it.
I loved you, Anakin. He says, I loved you, Anakin. You were like a brother to me. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force.
Not destroy it.
Yeah. And it's like, how hard does that hit? Like, I mean, obviously we're a bunch of nerds here, but we're also a bunch of like people who have feelings, and we're dads, and we have kids, and like we've had relationships, so we understand all of that really well. Like, how that hit me super hard today rewatching it. It was like, dude.
And then exactly, like right after that, Anakin just looks up and screams, "I hate you" back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Just the utmost betrayal. Yeah. It's like, geez. And like, as betrayed as Anakin felt, Obi-Wan was there now in the same spot, but he didn't let that anger and hatred turn him. He just took the hit. Like,
so I mean, this gut punch that Obi-Wan feels here, his friend, his mentee, his person that he's spent a lot of his life with here at this point, has betrayed him and gone to the dark side. Anakin does become Darth Vader. Obi-Wan helps Padme, get to a health center where she's able to deliver the babies. We see Luke and Leia born, and we know from the original trilogy that Luke and Leia are the catalyst for the rebellion against the Empire. And Obi-Wan basically takes it upon himself to go to Tatooine, stay in Tatooine, and make sure that Luke is kept safe. Because if there's anything about the prophecy that, held true, was that a Skywalker was going to be the one who brought balance to the Force. And I'm sure that Obi-Wan felt that. I'm sure that Yoda felt that. And I'm sure that what we will see in the Obi-Wan Disney Plus series, and what we saw at the end of Revenge of the Sith, is that Obi-Wan is not done with his training. Yoda does say that he has been in talks with Qui-Gon Jinn, his old master, who has mastered the way of the afterlife and can now be a Force ghost that we know, from the later movies. And yeah, I'm really excited for Obi-Wan, the series. You guys, this was Obi-Wan's journey through the prequel trilogy. Guys, really quick, just what did you think? What do you think of, and what are your thoughts about the upcoming Obi-Wan series, and what we'll see from him? Justin, we'll start with you.
Do it. I cannot wait to watch this series. One, they're releasing 2 episodes on the same day for the first premiere. Wow. Disney.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. Give us an hour and a half or more of content right off the gates. Thank you. I am excited to see what they're going to show, because from the original trilogy, we see Luke with his family on Tatooine, and we see Obi-Wan watching from a distance or hiding with Tusken Raiders in the distance. I feel like old Ben is going to have his own place. We're going to see, how he really. It from the trailers, it looks like action. Sorry, Jelly. It looks like action. Lots of action. That's going to be a part of Star Wars regardless. Action is big, and we don't know how that's going to play out. We see some stuff.
Yeah, you're good.
And lots of action. I kept it very, very spoiler free for you.
All right.
There's action in Star Wars. That's really all you got.
Space Wizards, bro. I'm excited for Space Wizards. That's what I'm excited for. We've had a lot of Mandalorian and a lot of other things. We've had some Luke in there. We've had some Ahsoka Tano in there. I'm excited for a series focused solely on a Space Wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for Obi-Wan. Really, I'm sure you guys agree with this, that at the end of the day with the prequel trilogy, whatever you think about it, Ewan McGregor was fantastic as Obi-Wan, and to have more of him in a full-on series, really excited for that Space Wizard adventure, as Joe just said. And yeah, Obi-Wan's going to be great. So stay tuned, listeners. We will be reviewing every single episode of Obi-Wan, the series. Stay tuned for this upcoming Thursday, as of this release, where we will have the review of the first 2 episodes of the Obi-Wan series. So yeah, get excited for that. We're really excited. Just really quickly for the reviews, we will be like a week behind the episode. So listen to our review before you watch the newest episode coming out. That way you could get in the mindset of getting our opinions and looking forward to the newest episode. So we will be a week behind usually with our reviews. As well as, I'm not sure if Joe's going to be able to join us on some of these, but me and Justin are planning on doing some Star Wars tier lists that are exclusive to our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for those as well. Without anything left to say, sorry.
Let's do something fun. Without seeing a single episode of the new Obi-Wan series, let's give it an out of 5 and see if it holds up.
Ooh.
That sounds like that's interesting, right?
Oh, okay, all right.
Where we think it'll be. I like that idea.
5 out of 5. I think Ewan McGregor is going to just kill it, and it's just going to be a fun series. 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. What?
Yeah.
Blanks out of
5
blank.
5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Hello there.
All right.
Out of 5.
All right. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I haven't watched anything. So listeners, I don't do trailers, so I have no idea. All I know is that Ewan McGregor is reprising his role as Obi-Wan. I am very hopeful, though, especially on rewatch. I told this outside of the recording, but I'm saying it now. I think Obi-Wan carries the trilogy. I'm going to give it a 4.8. I don't know if it'll be 5.5, 4.8 lightsaber training drones out of 5.
As for myself, I agree. 4.5 ice cubes out of Friday out of 5. Because Ice Cube is on the cast list.
Okay. All right, guys, that was our final journey through Obi-Wan Star Wars. Thank you for listening to all those little episodes that we had for you. Yeah, and if you have any questions or any comments, just let us know down below. Make sure you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, following all the podcasters of choice, and leaving a review. My name is Mike. That is Justin. That is Joe. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with all. And also with you. That was a Catholic reference. I used to be Catholic. All right, cool.